What the heck? Who's sneaking into my woods here, putting stuff in my woods? Look at this, guys. I can't believe it. Look at this thing. It's a pop-up blind. Oh my God. What the heck? Look at, they got the window here right aiming at my corn pile here. A mirror step. Huh. Jesus. Wow. No, I put this in yesterday. We're going to go and look inside this here in a minute. I think this is going to be pretty cool. And I set this up yesterday. And do you think the deer and the animals are freaked out over this? Huh? Look how cool this blends in. I'm up under this canopy here. It was hot yesterday when I set this up, and I was sweaty by the time I got done. But what I had to do here, you see all this chaff? This stuff was thick, about 6 inches or so thick in here. And you know, it's just loaded with ants and scorpions and roaches and all kind of, you know, creepy critters. Anyway, I raked it all back down to bare dirt. And then I put my nice fishing chair in there. I'll show you that in a minute. And I sat in it, and as soon as I sat in it, it was going squeak, 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 squeak. I said, no, that ain't gonna work. No squeaky, squeaky. I don't care if you're in a tree stand, guys, or you're on the ground. If you got anything that squeaks, makes noises, that ain't natural, you're gonna get busted, okay? So anyway, this is cool, and it didn't cost me that much. I got it on Amazon. I don't know what I got in it. I think I got $1.25 in this thing. How you can build this, of course, is probably coming out of China, right? How you can build something like this, it's got a you know, waterproof steel. I could sit in the rain, guys. I could sit in the rain here with this thing. Now under these big pines, I wouldn't want to sit in a lightning storm. No, that'd be a hell no. All right, but here's my pile. I got 2 trophy rocks. I got a pile of corn. I'm going through 50 pounds a week here. They're sucking it up like a shop vac. All right. The phone rang yesterday, and it was Ruby. Ruby is Greg's wife. She's a widow now. Greg has moved on to happy hunting grounds. Yeah, he was an old coon hunter. He ran blue tick coon hounds. Black guy. Heck of a nice guy. Heck of a nice guy. Him and I had more laughs down at I met him down at the mullet hole about, I don't know, 6, 8 years ago. Him and I got to be buds. He taught me, actually, I've watched these guys try to catch mullet down there with a hook. I watched them and I tried a little bit. I was not successful. There's just subtle tricks, like with anything. With your harvesting fish, wild game, whatever you're doing, there's little tricks that I like to pick up, and I pick them up just like with beekeeping. You don't, if you want to learn beekeeping, you don't go to some Joe Blow hobbyist next door that just got into it a week ago. You're not going to learn a whole lot, trust me. But I was fortunate enough to work with some commercial beekeepers when I first started doing this. I didn't in the beginning, okay? It was about a year or so afterwards, I realized one of my schoolmates, his dad owned a honey packing plant. I never knew it. We started talking about bees. He said, oh yeah, we commercially beekeep. I said, really? Yeah. Come and go with us. We're gonna set out bees this weekend. I said, I'll be there. So I went along with him, and we had a fun time. I was only with them boys about a year, and then we went to Michigan, and of course I got out of the bees then. I almost got into the bees again up there before I moved back to Florida. There was a commercial guy up there, and he had his phone number on it. I saw a bee back in the sugar maple woods. He had a bunch of bees set up, and he had his name on there and phone number. I called him up, and he said, you want to work bees? Heck yeah, I'll get with you if you want to work bees. I got an extra suit, put you in. It never happened. For whatever reason, it didn't happen. But anyway, I moved back to Florida, then I got into bees, and got in serious into bees. And anyway, that's another whole crazy story. But anyway, so this is the time of year. What is the date today? Let's look at our little timepiece here on our ancient flip phone. See my ancient flip phone? Isn't it a beauty? I can text, guys. I can actually make a phone call on this thing, and I can actually text someone, and I can actually shoot them a picture. No naked pictures, guys, okay? No naked pictures. You're not getting any naked pictures from me, okay? All right. Today is the October 25. So we're about done. About done. I think, I have to look at the numbers, I think bow season's over with. I'm going to be shotgunning. I'm going to be shotgunning out of this thing. And this pile is so close here. We're not even 20, we're about 20 feet from this blind to this corn pile. The next bag, I'm dumping 50-pound a week here. I'm going to move those 2 trophy rocks back by that oak. I'm going to put my pile of corn back there in the next round. But Ruby called. She says, Steve-O, I need coon. I said, how many you need, Ruby? She says, 4. I said, they're $10 a piece. No problemo. Bring them to me. I said, all right. So I meet her up on, used to meet Greg up on the County Line Road at the 7-Eleven. That's halfway between me and him. And that worked out cool. So here's what we got. We got 4 traps. I had to overhaul one. They ripped the floor slap out of this one. And I had a piece of extra 1/4-inch plywood. I retuned that. That whole trap has got to be rebuilt. All the wires shot on it. What I'm going to do is get some more 1/2x1 and get a roll of it, and maybe make a couple more of these traps. We've had some accidents here. We've had bullet holes shoot through the floor pan there and there, and there's another hole in the floor pan. But anyway, don't shoot holes through your floor pans, okay? Because this plastic is tough stuff. What that is, 6-inch sewer pipe, SDR 35 sewer pipe. You can use 26. 26 is thicker, but that's 35. Yeah, that's 35. It's thinner, and it melts better. So what do? You cut the pipe whatever length you want. See these doors on here? That's a 6-inch pipe folded out. You heat it with a heat gun, and you flatten it out, get it to where it's real rubbery, and then you set a concrete block, put it on a concrete slab, put a concrete block on it until it cools, and you have a nice door. These doors are tough, and for whatever reason, guys, they don't chew them up. The floor pan or the doors, they will not chew them up. You put anything else in there, they just rip and tear. It's unbelievable, the strength of these animals. So if you ever wanted me to show you how to build one of these traps, this is probably the best trap in the USA, okay? And I'm bragging a little bit because this is my design. Wait a minute, your face is a little fuzzy here. This is Steve-O's, oh God, 60 years or more of building traps. Yeah, 60 plus years of building traps. And this is my final design. It's a little heavy because we're looking at 2x4s here, but it's beefy. You talk about beefy. This thing is strong. It's a good catcher. I can give you the dimension. If you guys are interested, you know, this is a smaller version. I used to catch a lot of possums and sell them to cancer. I sold them to a guy that was selling them to cancer research. He had a special Florida Wildlife Commission special permits that he could sell live possums. And that's about the only critter you could really sell, I think, back in the day. But the state hated it for whatever reason. They're trying to get laws to stop it. I mean, you take out one, let me tell you something, guys. You take out one possum out of the food chain, and 5 more will come to his funeral, okay? And it's about the same way with raccoons, all right? So, yeah, anyway, Ruby called. She wants coon. I said, how many you need? I said, I need 4. I said, okay. They're 10 bucks a piece, and no problem. You get them to me. I said, okay. So I've only got 4 traps left. I used to have 50 of these things. 50 traps that I worked every day. I was running a nuisance control thing on top of my pipeline. I ran a sewer crew, pipeline crew. I installed water lines, storm sewer, the big stuff, the little stuff, water lines, sanitary sewer lines. I was into that business I worked for a guy, and I was into that business for, I don't know how many, it was a long time. Helped build half of Clearwater, started in the 70s, and yeah, here I am today, retired from that and enjoying my wildlife. Okay, Steveo's wildlife, enjoying life. Okay, so anyway, enough of that. Let me show you what I have for bait here. This is a homemade bait too, by the way. The critters love it. As you know, I make bacon in big old pots. I cook up 3 pounds at a time. That's a lot. You get a lot of lard from that. All right, so what I do, here's my little tray. This is what, actually I've already dipped some out, and what I do to load these, I take these rods too, these fiberglass rods. Actually there's one of them right there. There's one there where this door slides up and down on it. This is the locking mechanism here. Actually this is a hot roll, 1/4-inch hot roll here. Fender washers on the end. I smashed it flat here. That just retains that rod. But it all works on gravity. There is no springs on these traps. That's the other beauty of these traps. There is no springs to rot out, wear out, whatever. But you need these rods. And I don't put this in until I bait the trap, okay? All right, so let's bait up a trap. I got a paper towel here so I can kind of clean my hands off or spoon off or whatever. But what's in this bait here is lard. I put a can of sardines in here, the cheap sardines. Can of that in. I mix that up. I put in dollar store dry cat food in here. And then I pour the grease in. This is 3 pounds of grease. It'll come all the way up to here. 3 pounds of grease. So what I do, I save the cans, cat food cans, whatever. And let's just fill this baby up here. Let's give them a nice dinner there. All right. So now we open this door up. This slides up. You hold it up. You grab the door, you pull it up, and you'll see here on the inside, this lever here, see it goes along, this horizontal rod here, and attaches just a little light chain. It's just tie wired. I drilled 1/8-inch holes, and I tie wired it in. Granted, this thing's broken, but I've caught about 15 coons so far with that broken pan. So this rod, and then you see here, I've got a fender washer floating on here. And I just put this screw in as a stop. That keeps this rod from going back this way. So what you do is you bring this up, and you just set that there, like that, on that. This thing is pegged in right here. I drilled through, and I did that L rod right there. So you can watch the action here of this trap. We're going to drop this rod down here. We're going to put our bait right back here. The coon will walk up here, set on that, boom, it drops. You've got a coon. All right, so now let's set this guy. Let's lift this up. We'll put our can in here. You got to get it to the back of the trap. So you just run this in, you lift it up over, and you put it right back there. You tuck it right back in that corner back there, just like that. Nothing to it. Then you set it. Now,
Right here, I've taken a file and I filed a little groove in there, just a little groove. Not much, with a chainsaw file. So this quarter rod will fit in that little slot there. So now this is here. It's sensitive, okay? It's sensitive. There it is. That's all there is to it, guys. Now, what I'll do to entice these guys in here, I'll take a little bit of bait and I'll put it right there. That's it. Now, what you got to do, because what'll happen, a coon will come up here, he'll see this trap, he'll say, huh, look at this thing. I want that bait. So he'll start testing things. He'll grab it with his meat hook, start shaking this trap. When he does that, that door will drop. So what you do is you come opposite of this horizontal rod here, you come right over here, you put this in the ground. There, you shove that in the ground, now it stabilizes that trap. So I've got to go around and I've got to bait up all these traps and get it ready to go. It's a little early in the morning or afternoon here for this. Usually I do this just before dark. There's at least 4 coons coming into this thing. So I'll bait that up. But let's go inside the shooting shack here and check it out. All right, what they got here on this thing, this is the back of the shooting hut. You've got windows all around this thing, guys. Look at this, which I'll never use. The only window I'm going to use is this one over here. But you got windows all over the place. The only place you don't have windows is this back side. You've got a zipper here. So you can come in through this hole here, see? I got a flashlight here. So we can go in here and you can see the inside of this thing. I got my Harbor Freight fishing chair here, but I had an issue with this. I had an issue of squeaking. All these pivot joints, all these pivot points on there were squeaking, and I mean, I'm talking squeaking loud, guys. Squeaking loud. So this is my fishing chair that I normally use. See, there's the look-see that I'm going to have. This flap comes over. They've got these toggles here where you can take everything down if you want to, but I just took it off this one side. And this is velcroed too, so you can pull this up, which I'll probably leave open. And I can stick my gun barrel right through here, right here. And as they come in, all I gotta do is slide my gun barrel up, and I can still see, I can be able to see right through here. That corn pile right there is gonna be moved back by that tree. I've got a 12 gauge single shot with a 3-inch chamber on it. And I got a box of, I've got a box of 1 buck rounds for it. So, but yeah, this is the deal here. I mean, it's got, this thing was easy to, it all comes and you just pop it open. You just pull these out, these snap out. They got these fiberglass rods in here on these pivot points, see? And one at the top also here. But this is nice material here. This stuff is it's all rainproof. Yeah, some kind of vinyl, PVC vinyl or something. So I could actually sit in this thing in a rainstorm. But this is hot in here, so we're gonna wait till it's cool. I'm thinking mid-November. I'm gonna have these things eating out of my hand about mid-November. And I'm only gonna harvest a buck. I've got, I'll show you. I've still got the chip card from last night. We'll go in and look at, I'll finish baiting up these traps, and then we'll go in and I'll show you on camera what we've got coming in here. And so you guys can see what I got coming in. But we've got several does, we got some yearlings, and I got 3 bucks. Looks like 2 7s and a nice 8-point coming in here. Yeah, so we'll check that out shortly so you guys can see what I got. But I'm liking this. I can sit in this chair, guys. This is, I don't know, I think I pay Harbor Freight, I paid $19 for this chair. It's got pockets here. It's got pockets on the inside here. Put a water bottle in here, whatever you want. You can put some bug spray in here if you need it. But about in a month, I won't need any of that because it's going to be cold. It's going to be perfect. This is Velcroed here, by the way. You just take and stick this over here, Velcroed. But this is all the window I need. I was looking at this, but you got to, when you're using this thing, guys, if you decide to get one of these, and this would be a great way to harvest game. Especially if you got a wooded area right by your house where you can walk out the back door, right over to your shack, have them baited up, and crawl in the back side of this thing and set up. You're in out of the weather, the snow, whatever condition you got, you're in out of it. And perfect setup for harvesting game. So I only plan on harvesting 1 buck and do it in the cold of the year, you know, November, December. Actually, I can hunt almost, I think almost up to March here. I got to look at the numbers and see where we're at. But I think I'm going to like this. It's a comfy way to hunt. It's not, you know, it's not hairy, dangerous. You're not up in the trees. Miss Daisy said she said, you old sumbitch. She said you were getting too old for them trees. You ain't. I said, I ain't 14 anymore. Am I? Well, thank you, Lord. You finally figured it out, jackass. Okay. She called, you know, she has no, you know, she doesn't know that I have feelings, you know, guys. She just doesn't understand that I have feelings. But that's okay. I'm used to it. Anyway, I'm going to bait up these traps. We're going to be done here for the day. We're going to go up. I'm going to show you what I got on camera. I may bring you back in the morning, see what's on these traps, so you can get an eyeball on the coon meat we're going to harvest. Do this every year. In this one spot where I got these traps set up, guys, I stopped counting. Okay, you ready for this? I stopped counting when I hit like 400. It was like 400 raccoon. 400, yes, right here in this one spot. So don't worry about over harvesting. I don't think it'll ever happen, not in this state. They're just like possums. You take out one and 5 will come to his funeral. Okay, let me get this job done. We'll go inside and look at the chip card and see what's on it. Pretty cool stuff. Alrighty, guys, got all 4 traps set. We're gonna gang set them tonight. I got my camera. I just put a fresh chip card in that so we can capture this, and it'll be kind of interesting to see what our deer, when they come in and see all these traps and all these trapped animals in these cages, let's see if deer will freak out. I don't think they will. They may not. I don't know. They do sometimes come through that hole right there and come in. Sometimes they come around, they come under that vine, or they'll step over it, or right through that brush. Actually, so you can see some of this brush has been knocked down where the deer come in. They're nibbling on some of this vegetation. They come through that area there, right beside that oak. They come in through there, here. They come in through this lane here. They come in through this hole here. So it'll be kind of cool to see what they do. If I freak them out, they're only going to be freaked out for one night, because these traps will be coming out of here. I do have a few possums coming in here too. I might get unlucky and catch some of those. If I do catch any of those, they're getting a truck ride about 5 miles to my northeast. There's a big park over there. I'll release them over there just to kind of get them out of here, because they're eating corn too. These coon are eating the heck out of this corn. So there's not that many more coon here for right now, but like I say, there will be more coming. Once you remove the critters, more come in, because this is the high end of the swamp right here. You can see these cypress trees here, tall cypress, way up. And that's about the end of it right there. All this drainage, this is 1,000 yards probably over the next group of homes over there. This massive drainage, cypress swamp, snakes around to the north, goes down, crosses the road over here, and dumps into Bear Creek. Bear Creek flows west to the Gulf of Mexico. Back to the east, this thing goes way out to the east. Huge drainage. It goes under my road over here and heads east. Passes, goes over several roads, box culverts, whatever. It goes way out to the east into a park over there. So I've got a huge corridor, a wildlife corridor coming down through, and I'm on the high end of this corridor. So I have a constant meat supply coming into this place. Yeah. In '99, when I came into this property to look it over, I walked out in the backyard and I looked down, there was a deer track right in that yard. Then I looked at this swamp scenario and I told Miss Daisy, we're home, unpack, we're buying it. You know what she did? Her eyes rolled back in her head. She couldn't believe it. She's a believer now though, guys, because I've been here since '99. Alrighty guys, we're in here at the old computer. Lock up, shut these other windows so we don't get a reflection. I'm gonna be going through these fast because there's a lot of pics here, okay? And actually we have two files here. Let's do this top file first. Little double click action, bada bing. Okay, here we go. We got daylight time here. Lots of limb rats. We got a pile of limb rats here. I counted, I think, 8 or 10 the other day when I was looking at these videos. This isn't videos. I have a 3-second time delay on these still picture shots here. So we'll just kind of click fast here. You can see we got quite a few. I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There is a pile of them, guys. Oh, here's a Yeti right here. Look at this guy. The Yeti is coming in here dumping more corn. What the heck? Wow, look at that pile of corn. 50, oh, this is before dark, guys. This is yesterday before dark. We got a yearling. We got a yearling in her mama. I've got two. I got one doe. Oh, this is the one with 2 fawns. And you can see here the spots are gone now. As many predators I have here, I've got coyotes, bobcats, I've got gray fox, I've got red fox. And I haven't seen a gray fox here in eons. And I saw one the other day coming through the coyote hole back to my east along my north fence line. Yes, so we have a variety pack of critters. So let's just kind of go through here fast. It's almost like a video when you're shooting, when you have a 3-second time delay on these shots. But the beauty of that is you don't eat up batteries as much. That camera you saw out there takes 8 AA batteries, and those batteries are lasting me a long time. But if you go with video, it just eats them like popcorn, those batteries. So keep that in mind when you're setting up trail cams. Just put a 3-second time delay. Look at that one, she was nursing. Let's back up there. Oh, that's all right. I got too many pics to go through here. There she is right there. Check it out, guys. Check it out. She's nursing still, that little yearling. They gotta be about weaned by now, guys. All right, still daytime. This is early morning here.
I dumped this bag yesterday around, I don't know, 9 o'clock in the morning. So they are feeding during the day. At least these does are. These bucks are starting to get very elusive. Okay, she had her corn, she left. The squirrels are coming back. A lot of squirrels action here. Oh, there he is. There is my symmetrical 8-point right there, guys. Is he not nice or what? I don't know what he'd be in there. Probably 16. I don't think he's 18 across their beams, but look how symmetrical he is. And he is a twin. You're going to see his twin brother here shortly. And this is the buck, guys. They had an arrow sticking out. I don't know if you remember. Sticking out of his right hip. It was above the hip and angling in toward the spine. How this deer did not die of some sort of blood poisoning. But you can see that's a pretty impressive boy there. Of course, they're coming in here at night. There's his brother right there. There he says, I'm going to kick your ass if you get on this corn too quick now. I know you're my bro, but I'm going to get you. If you don't watch it, I'm going to get you. Okay, they're thinking about it. Okay, we're going to lock horns here in a minute. There they are. You get a little better look at them. See, he's got some weird stuff going on here. This guy's nice and symmetrical, but this thing has got some weird configuration here. But they are brothers. They're twin brothers. Been watching them for a couple years. Last year they were 6 points. What they'll do is take a couple bites of corn and they'll lick the mineral lick. That's a trophy rock. We showed you that out there in the field. This is that double oak that you saw out there when we were looking at this pop-up blind. And this pile of corn is about 10, 12 feet from the pop-up blind. I installed that tent yesterday, and these deer have come in and are not the least bit freaked out. They could care less. They're about to smash horns here. They're starting to get breeding seasons coming on, and they're going to be fighting soon. See, chased him off a little bit there. Right there, that spot right there is where that arrow went in on an angle up in there, and it's completely healed. That happened last year when he was a 6 point. Matter of fact, you can hardly even see the scar. That's the point of entry right there. You can hardly see anything on that deer. And he was the best looking of the two last year also. And I thought, man, that figures. The nicest buck is going to check out. But no, he's gone through a whole breeding cycle. I mean, if he comes in, I'm going to try to take him. But if he don't come in, I don't care. I can take another buck. I can take this buck. There's another 7 you're going to see here shortly. And I saw him last year. And I had like 7 different bucks coming to this pile last season. I didn't shoot anything. And it's not going to break my heart if I don't get nothing this year either, okay? Look at them. They're fixing to go at it here. Here we go. We're going to go at it. But not much. All right, here come the coons. Here come our coons. $10, $10. I think I got, here he's looking right into the camera. There's 2 of them on the pile. We should see a third one here. There he is. There's a 1, 2, 3 here. They're all litter mates. I've taken out the mother and two other of her litter mates, of her kits. Yeah, I've already harvested 3 of these. Here the buck came back in. This is a 7-pointer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's a little nub here. I guess you could call that a spike or a point. Just barely, a little small brow tines. There's 4 there, so you could call him a 7. This is the first time, last night is the first time I've seen him. I saw him last season and he was a forkhorn. And now you see this. He's 7 points. He's pretty wide. He's quite wide. He should be a pretty impressive buck next season. And of course we got coon coming through. They eat together. If they get too close to the feed, the bucks or does will raise their hoof up. And when they raise their hoof up, these coons know to back off because they know that's a pretty good hammer that's fixing to hit them in the head. So they back out. That's a pretty decent sized coon right there. So I'm hoping to bag 4. That'll fill the order for Ruby. Fill my Ruby order. I have knocked these way down. I could have caught back in the day 20 a night. 20 of this a night when I first moved here in '99. And some of them looked like they were so old, looked like they needed a walking cane. They were all gray-faced, these raccoons. I've never seen raccoons grow this old. There was no trappers in this area when I moved in here. There was no one doing this. Yes, so he's a pretty decent 7. Not bad. Good size body on him. A lot of good meat there. You know he's going to look excellent next to the gravy and mashed potatoes. But I don't eat mashed potatoes. But if you were, he would look excellent next to the gravy and mashed potatoes. All right, let's quit BSing and go down through your fast. We got a lot of video here, or stills to look at. See, they eat pretty close together, the coons and the deer. It's a pretty decent sized coon here for Florida. The Michigan coon that I used to hunt up there with my pack of hounds. I had a pack of hounds. I had 15 at one time. My buddy had as many as 60 hounds. He trained and raised coon hounds in Michigan. Coon and bear. Every September we would go to UP, Michigan and run black bear up there. We'd take at least 30 hounds with us when we went. Here comes a doe, nice looking doe coming in here. Here comes some youngins. There's her 2 yearlings right there. There's mama. These I will not harvest. None of these. I will not harvest them. We got plenty of bucks. Actually, last season, guys, I had more bucks coming into this bait pile than I did does. There's no need to shoot a doe. I mean, you can take one buck. One buck can service a dozen does. So why would you want to shoot a doe? I don't have, let's keep all these for seed. Keep all of your does for seed. Unless you got a situation, you got a farmer that's got just overrunning it, just killing his corn crop. You can probably get permits and you can load up enough deer to where you don't have to buy beef at all. You can live on venison. And if I had my choice, guys, between beef and venison, I'd probably just eat venison, to be honest with you. Nothing wrong with it. Everybody, oh, I don't like the taste of venison. It's too gamey. Well, the reason it's gamey is is for the simple fact you're not removing all that white tallow out of there. You cook that white tallow up, and that meat gets a little gamey. But if you're old gamey like old Steveo, it don't matter. All right, that's that one. What do we got on this other one? I'm gonna back up here. I'm gonna hit delete, get rid of that file. It's starting to erase. And then we'll go into the second file here. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Time's a wasting. We're burning up film here. My subscribers don't want to look at green delete button. All right, let's check this one out. All right, here's a pile of doughs here. Let's go through this. That's Mom over there. These are yearlings. It's funny here, I got marsh rabbits. Here's this eyeball here. And I was amazed how brave these little marsh rabbits are. You can see his eyeball here. Yeah. There's a raccoon. Not a bad sized one. Hope I catch him. Bigger the better. Got a set of eyeballs over here. That's a coon. We got the symmetrical 8-pointer coming back in here. See, they're nocturnal, guys. They're nocturnal. Here's a coon coming up. See, you got a coon and a deer eating together here. They're both at the same dinner plate. That deer will let him eat. Unless he gets too brave. Then he'll drop his head. See, he even drops his head. Here comes the which one is this? Is that his brother? Yeah, this is his brother right here. That's his brother. You would think they'd both be identical. See, they'll touch and lick each other. Here's a coon back here watching the whole deal. Coon's sneaking in here. He wants to get some food. Watch him. He's a brave little guy. And check this out, guys. See this? That is a marsh rabbit by this coon here. These little marsh rabbits are brave, but they're fast. They're really fast when they want to be. And they come in and nibble on this corn. There he is again. Now here's another marsh rabbit here, see? There's one here and there's one here. These have darker colored meat to them. Yeah, they're not like a cottontail. Cottontails have a lighter colored meat. Yeah. So here we are at daybreak, and look at all the squirrels here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I think there's one on that. Yeah, there was one on that vine right there. So we got to pile them. Okay, that's it, guys. That's it. That's all the footage. So you can see what I got. Every once in a while, a coyote will come through and I'll pick them up on this camera in this spot here. But mostly they come at the north. I got a hole where I took out two, last year, if you recall, I took out the big black coyote and I caught a normal color coyote and I caught that huge bobcat in that hole right over there. And I caught another bobcat in this back hole. There's another, comes through the chain link fence. I caught another one back there, another bobcat. But there is one more bobcat this year and another coyote. The coyote's really light gray and he's big. And this cat is good size too. But the cat I've not seen in over a month. But the coyote comes through at least once a week is all I see him when he makes his rounds. He'll come through that hole up here. I haven't seen him back at the bait pile. The black, last year, the black coyote and the mate, it was a male and a female. I'm sure they were litter mates, you know. I caught them back to back up here in this front hole up here. So anyway, that's all I got for you today. See what we got in the traps tomorrow. Maybe I'll fire up the camera and go back there and show you what I get in the traps. I don't know if I'll show you the process on those because YouTube don't like to see, you know, critter skinning. I don't know. They're sensitive. Oh, that's a shame. You know, we're getting woke these days, guys. I don't know what's going on with this far left nut jobs, but you know, I don't know about you guys, but I wasn't raised like that. The way I was raised is you harvest wild meat, you consume wild meat, okay? It's basically free. It costs you a bullet or an arrow, okay? But not today. This woke stuff, it's beyond me, okay? It's not, I'm not going into their world because that's not part of Steveo's world, okay? So keep that in mind. Keep that in your hair covered computer. Never delete it. God bless you. Steveo loves you. See you on the next one. Bye-bye.